Coming off the cross-country season, you wanted to kind of slowly work your athletes back into the picture with an eye towards the outdoor season. How do you think the indoor campaign has gone so far?
Sure. Overall, I think the indoor season has gone really well for the middle and long distance runners so far. One of the things that I guess a philosophy change a little bit for some of our longer distance athletes, we did take more of an approach to focusing on the outdoor season. Just felt like in years past we had kind of raced those athletes to death, chasing marks indoors only to leave them vulnerable for the outdoor season. And in the outdoor season, the 5K and the 10K outdoors are their most, those are their best events. So, however, they're still running very well, and I think the middle distance athletes, the mile, the 800, the 1,000, those athletes are doing very, very well, especially on the men's side. Well, and the women's side too. We've had so many marks at this point, within the Marquette top 10 list of all time, and those lists, especially the men's mile, for example, where there's, I think the 5th, 7th, 9th times or something like that we've done this year. It's been a pretty remarkable year, and those times are being set by very young guys, so it's exciting for the future too.
What kind of training are you having your guys do this week in preparation for the championships this weekend?
Sure. So the training this week is maybe the volume is a little bit lighter than what we've done in recent weeks. We usually do a longer workout or a longer run on Monday, and this Monday we did just some real heavy speed workout, completely what I call anaerobic work. This Wednesday we'll do another anaerobic workout, some very short speed, running very, very fast, and not focusing as much on the longer stuff this week. And that's in preparation for the conference meet. Obviously, I don't want to use the word peaking, but basically that's what we are doing is really trying to be at our max velocity, I guess you could say, for this weekend.
Training's actually been going really well for me. Something that we are now working on is just the speed part of my race. You kind of build up the base at the beginning of the season, you build that strength, and then right before you're ready to go for those big races, you get in that speed work, which can be really hard on your body, but it just makes you really fresh and ready to go.
It's definitely been a positive progression. I can see definite results. I'm running faster, or as fast as I did last year at the conference meet. So now that we are getting to the point where we're tapering a little bit and just our legs are feeling snappy again, the workouts are decreased a little bit, the mileage is decreased a little bit. I really feel like I think good things can happen this weekend.
Training has went pretty well this whole year. As you can see with a lot of our results throughout the year, we've all done pretty well. And then throughout this week, training doesn't really change a whole lot. Things have worked so far. Why, mess with success? So we're just kind of cutting back a little bit. Maybe not as much volume as we normally do, but we're still sticking to the normal routine.
What are your expectations going into this weekend?
Definite PR. I ran 4:56 as a freshman in college, and I haven't run faster than that since. And I'm definitely ready to break below that. If I could run 4:54 faster, that would be a good weekend.
I don't really have any big expectations for myself. I just one goal, and I expect to improve upon my time that I set last year. So if I do that, I will be extremely pleased with myself.
Heading to this weekend, my expectation is to try and score. That's what conference is all about, scoring points and trying to beat teams, trying to beat people. So my goal is to place in the top 8 in the mile, and then if I'm in the 4x8, help them score also in that event as well.
We have several goals this weekend. Obviously, the main priority is to try to score as many points as possible so that Marquette men's team and Marquette women's indoor track team places as high as possible in the Big East. So that's the priority. To do that, we've strategized placing individuals in certain relays and open events so that we think they can maximize their points that they're going to score. One of the things that we're really looking to run well in the distance medley relay and the 4x8 relay, we're lucky in that the Big East has both of those relays, and we're pretty strong in both of those relays, and we look to score well in both of them. We feel like we're very competitive in those races. But I will say this, it's tough. You can run some NCAA provisional qualifying times and not score or score 1 point. because the Big East has some of the best runners in the country in the conference, and I looked at the list today. There's 64 guys who have run 4:19 in the mile or under. 64 guys, and those are all fighting for 8 spots, and the 8th spot only gets 1 point. So it's competitive. There's a lot of top-notch athletes in this conference. So it's going to be fun, but it's going to be very, very tough. Our athletes know that, and I think that's only going to help them perform at a higher level and push their personal best, even better.